Hi guys, so my name's Taylor and this is my YouTube channel. This is my first time filming. I'm not like a YouTuber, but I've been asked a lot to film a YouTube video about like my story and stuff, so I was like, okay, why not start a YouTube for the people who want to know my story and stuff. So I'm filming this, and this is how I found out I was pregnant. Okay, so obviously this is my daughter, Blake, and yes, I know it's a boy name, but I like the neutral names, considering my name's Taylor and I know guys named Taylor. So I named her Blake, and yeah, so okay, so this is how it all started. So I was pretty much, I had a boyfriend for about a year and 2 months, and then we broke up. We didn't talk for like a month, and then obviously we started hooking up again, and it was about 2 months hooking up off and on, and then I started getting like really sore boobs. Like I was like, they're really sore, and I was kind of getting scared because I knew that was a symptom, obviously. But I was kind of ignoring it. I was like, okay, well, my period's supposed to come at the end of the month. Like, I was like, I'm fine. And this is in November. I started like feeling them like halfway through November, getting really sore. And I was like mentioning to my friends, I was like, my boobs are really sore. Like, this is a symptom. I'm really scared. And they're like, no, you're fine. You're chilling. And I didn't mention it to my ex at all yet, because that really wasn't like a big thing to mention yet and like scare him about. At first I felt, because I thought I was fine, but after a little bit, my period was supposed to come, and I was 3 days late, and I was like, okay, well, it's only 3 days, I'm chilling. But I actually mentioned it to my ex by then. I was like, oh, just so you know, like, I'm 3 days late, like, this is kind of sketchy, and he's like, the first instinct, he's like, no, you're fine, you're chilling. And I was like, yeah, you're probably right. But like in my head, I was super nervous because I was already knowing that I had sore boobs. So I was like, okay, I feel like I should just get a test, get it over with, like, I know I'm fine. And so I didn't tell my friends, my closest friends by then. I just went to my cousin. I was like, hey, can you like talk, like, can you take me to the store? Sorry, you can hear my family in the background. I was like, can you take me to the store to get a pregnancy test? And I didn't have any money either, and I was like, I don't have money, I don't know what to do. Can we just get like a $7 test, just a cheap test really quickly? And then she was like, yeah, like, I got you, I'll buy you like a cheap test. So we went to CVS or something, and we got a cheap test. And then we went back to her house, and I was kind of like, okay, I don't want to take it yet. So I was just talking to her like about the symptoms, and I was like, what are the odds, do you think? And like, we were both like, no, you're only 3 days late, like, sore boobs, whatever, they're probably growing, whatever. And so I was like, okay, yeah. And then I took the test, and I waited. I was like in her bathroom, like really scared, and she was in her room. And then I flipped it upside down because I was like, I don't want to like know, And then I was hanging out for like 5 minutes, like scared to look at it. And I flipped it over, and it was like a plus. Like, it was dark. I was like, there's no way that's a negative, But of course I'm like, are you sure? Like, I'm looking at it, I'm like, are you sure that's a plus? And I was like, no. And then I went to my cousin, and I was like, I'm pregnant. And then she just stared at me, and I was like, I don't even know what to do. And I started crying because I was scared as hell. Like, you're pregnant, and I'm only 18. And I was like, holy crap, like, I'm pregnant. And I actually found that out that I was pregnant November 27th, and I just turned 18 November 25th. So technically I was pregnant at 17, but I just turned 18. So I was like, holy crap, like, is this actually a plus sign? Like, look at it. And I was like showing her, I was like, what is it? Like, do you think it's negative? I think it's negative. And then she was like, no, this is positive, Taylor, like, you're pregnant. And I was just like, bawling my eyes out, and she went and got her mom for me because I was like, can you get your mom? I don't know what to do. And so her mom came and talked to me, and she's like, okay, like, you're okay, you know. I was like, what do I do? I need to tell my ex. And I was just freaking out. So I actually texted one of my other closest friends to come over because I really need to talk to her. And I was crying, so she came quickly, and I showed her, and she's like, okay, well, you need to call the doctor. You need to make an appointment. So I called the doctor, and we made an appointment and all of that stuff. And it was like 2 weeks out. And then I was really scared because I was also like, okay, well, I'm guessing I'm pregnant, and I made my appointment, so that's good. But can we like double check, get another pregnancy test, you know, just in case? And they were like, yeah. And I was like, I really don't have money again because I didn't have a job or anything. And so her mom was like, yes, we got you. We'll get you one. And I was like, can you get the clear blue ones that say like pregnant or not pregnant, you know? But I was still like, in my head, I was like, no, I'm not pregnant, you know? Like, I was trying to like tell myself that so I could feel better, but I knew I was, if that makes sense. So I get home, and they went to the store and then brought back 2 more pregnancy tests for me. And by then I told my ex, I was like, hey, I'm gonna take a pregnancy test because I'm scared, you know. And I already knew I was pregnant, but I just told him, I was like, okay, I'm gonna take the test. And he's like, what do you mean, why? Like, why are you gonna do that, you know? Like, he was scared. I was like, because like I'm nervous, and like, you know, just I'm 3 days late. And then I was like, oh God, okay, like I already know I'm pregnant. How am I supposed to tell him this? And then once I was home, like I was texting him that, and then my cousin brought the other 2, and then I took those, and that was the clear blue, and obviously they both said pregnant. Or the one I took one at night, and then you're supposed to take the next one in the morning when like your hormones are up or something. So I took another one in the morning, and obviously they were both pregnant. And I texted him that night, and I was like, I'm pregnant. Like, I didn't know how else to say it. Or I said, no, sorry, I said, we need to talk. And then he already knew, obviously. He was like, Taylor, what are you saying? Like, he's like, just say it. And I was like, I'm pregnant. Like, at first I was like, no, I don't want to tell you, you know, like, we need to be in person. But that's obvious what the answer is. So I told him, and he's just freaking out, you know, obviously, like I was, you know, every 18-year-old would be doing. So he came over, and we talked, and that's a whole nother story with obviously my ex and how everyone reacted. So I can definitely make another video for that. But I pretty much just texted my friends and was like, I'm pregnant, and they were freaking out because I was only 3 days late, you know. So it's kind of like, you know, you kind of wait like a week, but I was already kind of feeling it because of my sore boobs, so they were pretty surprised as well. But yeah, so that's pretty much how I found out I was pregnant. And if you guys want another video about how my ex reacted, how my parents reacted, how, you know, the whole reaction process and telling everyone, I can definitely make that video. So just let me know in the comments, and like this video and subscribe for more of my life story. And I can do a bunch of videos about labor or anything, so just let me know in the comments. But yeah, so thanks for watching.